2, 2, 2. Tut, 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 tut. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening or watching from. My name is JP. Welcome to Jump on Music UK, and we are playing with this setup that is underneath me right here. Hi, this is LoopLab Mondays. Hope you're all well, and I thought I'd just bring this kit back out again because I've had a couple of questions about it, and then also you get the opportunity to ask me any questions that you like. And I've got a microphone right here and a phone right here pointing down. And I'm sort of hello. So if you've got any questions, this on this side here is the chat. I don't know why it's not putting Bert's comment up, but testing 1 2 1 2. And hi. Hope you're all well. Couple of things, as we will always do. This live stream is sponsored. It's sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution company, and if you've got music that you want to put out there, maybe I just take that track and take the recording from this live stream and I could put it out there, then you need a music distributor to do so. So most music distributors charge you per release. There's a little bit of echo there. Hello? There is. And DistroKid don't do that. They charge you one price per year, which is a subscription, which is $22.99. But with that QR code that's also in the chat, it's also in the description box on both YouTube and Facebook, then you get 7% off your first annual membership. So have a look at the link, give it a QR code a scan, and thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this live stream. A couple of other things as well. We've just sent out an email about the kind of new version of my looping course, which is called How to Loop Like a Pro, and you get $30 off with the code Loop Like a Pro. So that's my own code there, basically, which is it's now you can get it for $119, and we've I had a previous course which was Master the Basics. That has now been retired, and Master the Basics is now inside How to Loop Like a Pro. We're going to make How to Loop Like a Pro huge. We're going to make it a big, big course. So we've actually merged the two courses together, so you're going to get more content. For those who've already got it, already got Master the Basics, they've been migrated over to How to Loop Like a Pro. And yeah, you can basically get hold of that. So that's my course, and thank you very much for checking it out. So there we go, just a couple of things. So hey, how we doing? My chat's being weird. There we go. I've got a little question. We've got a little question. Let's go into full screen so I can see it. There we go. Up correspondingly with donuts. Hey, got a little question about hardware with Loopy. So I recently purchased the Akai APC Mini Mark II, but sadly it's not fully supported with Loopy Pro, i.e. the RGB lights don't match up with the corresponding donuts. Okay, well the thing is, obviously the great thing is with any MIDI controller you can get it to learn. However, it's down to Michael and down to that one man who's making Loopy. I really need to move these down. I feel like I'm hello, but they're kind of set. If I move them, then all hell break loose. Yeah, they're kind of set. So hopefully in the future, then Michael will actually be able to add more devices on that are compatible where the lights match up. The APCs, the APC 40 was supported by from lease, but obviously as he goes more and more into it, Michael's hard at work with the next version, well, not the next upgrade to Loopy, which the big one is MIDI loops, and he said to me he's nearly there. So I'm sure that obviously once he's got that out the way and and that's all ironed out, then he can get on with obviously getting things more supported, should we say. So hopefully that will be supported soon. We're going to have a couple of more more videos of Loopy Pro as well on the channel. We've been asked to do a couple more, which is really nice, but also we've got a couple of questions that I think need answering. So we're going to actually make those videos as well. So I had a couple of questions about this setup. I do this setup sometimes on the midweek live. I do this setup when I feel like it, if I'm honest. But I do this setup, which is the Boss 505 Mark II with the iPad running apps, and at the moment I'm using AudioKit Pro. And I had a question going, well, how is this all working when you've only got like one USB out on the 505, and then you've got USBs and you've got MIDI and everything else. So to break this down, I'll slow down. To break this down, but obviously this is the main looper. This is that I'm using in this setup, which is the Boss 505 Mark II. And it has USB-B, which is just there where my finger is. Sorry, there's a cable in the way. And then also, I need to move that cable. And I've also got MIDI. So what I've done is the iPad is USB-C, and that's going out it's going out of the iPad into the 505 by USB-B. I've got a cable by Ugreen, so it's USB-C to USB-B. And then the keyboard, it doesn't matter which keyboard it is, but this is the Arturia KeyLab 49 Mark II. And just out of shot there is the Essential Mark III, which is going to be utilised a little bit later in the year for, well, this month it's going to be, we're going to do something to the studio. Can't tell you what it is. And this is being plugged in by MIDI here to the MIDI in. Now the thing is, when you start doing things like that, and I start sort of moving the mod wheel like this, for example, you can hopefully see that moving up and down there in the bottom screen. If you do that normally, this freaks out. And people are like, well, how have you got it talking to one another? So all I've simply done is, you go MIDI channel on here, and you'll notice, oh, you can't see the screen, but basically if you hold the MIDI channel button here, just out shot there, you can put this onto any MIDI channel. So I've put the KeyLab onto MIDI channel 2. The 505 is on MIDI channel 1 and will receive all, okay? So it's out to 1 and it'll receive all. So it'll receive MIDI channel 2 in, and then this is on MIDI channel 2 as well. So if I go obviously to here, it's only on MIDI channel 2. So therefore, the only things that are talking on MIDI channel 2 are these two, the actual iPad and the keyboard, but they're going through the 505, and it's almost like the 505 is ignoring it. It's kind of going through but ignoring it. So that's how I got it set up, because if you have it all on MIDI channel 1, the other thing as well is you've got these pads, and if I hit them, then that's the 505. So that's a 505 Mark II. And they're actually set to MIDI channel 1. So they're not playing the notes that are right down the bottom of the keyboard. So I could actually, if I hit the right note, right pad. So you can actually do it that way. And then you've got basically that option. So I can play the drums from the 505. And if you set the 505 up in such a way, you can have those drums come in as loops, which is really, really useful. So yeah, so this is the way, it's quite useful this way, because I can change keyboards, because I love that sound. That's my favorite sound ever. AudioKit Pro, if you're listening, this is my... Just love it. It's great. So I've got a couple of favorites here from King of Digital. I've got King of FM. We play around with King of Bass as well. And, you know, for a couple of quid, there's thousands of sounds. You know, the sounds that you get now, you'd have to pay $2,000 for like a keyboard, like, you know, in the 90s. You know, it's incredible. It's only a couple of pounds. You've got so much accessibility to it. It's great. So obviously I've got this on, I've got the way the MIDI, sorry, I'll start again. But the way the looper is actually set up is in the normal state, which is in multi-mode, which means they all play together. And basically I can trigger it, but of course I've got the volume volume faders here. I'm doing well today, aren't I? So yeah, there we go. That's very nice. Oh, good. I'm glad you think it is. Thanks very much. So if you have any questions, the whole point of LoopLab is ask me anything. Ask me anything you like. You can ask, obviously, about, looping and stuff. You can ask, why is my face so tightly squeezed in between these? It's because I'm an idiot. I should have actually moved that over there, but never mind. Too late. Just got to roll with it. And, of course, if you've got questions about looping or how I live stream and how I'm doing all of this right now, then, of course, ask away. We're going to be here for about 2 hours, so we're going to have a lot of fun, like just playing around with stuff, and we're going to have a look at a couple of things. So we are live on YouTube. We are live on the Facebook page, which is John Paul Music UK. We are live on X, Twitter, John Paul Music UK, and also on the old Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. Hi, Twitchers. So there we go. So just give us a shout out there. And if you are, wherever you are, then obviously say hello. And this is the super chat, where basically if you say hi in the right format, then it will actually add it in. So you guys could be talking to each other and be on completely different platforms. Who knows? So there we go. Whilst you're thinking of questions to ask me, I'm going to do something. Ha 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 sa 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 Okay, so obviously having a mess around with things, and I know, save it, it's gone forever, and there we go. I think looping is a fantastic way to have a bit of a scratchboard, a way of a bit of a notepad, and just get things down, get things down. I did it a little bit at a time, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to do it again. Get things down.
We're proving that you can make a loop out of anything.
It's fun. Whoop, whoop. There we go. So, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening from, watching from, hearing from, knowing from, seeing from, and no evil. This is JP. Welcome to John Paul Music UK. This is the LoopLab Monday. Ask me anything you like. Hope you're all okay. And we are going to go over to the CH80. By the way, that QR code is going to stay up there for the entirety of the time. This live stream is sponsored by DistroKid. Go and check them out. And I will get into that deeper later on. But let's start with this. Ha ha ha. So hello. Hello from Wisconsin. We use that obviously in one of the loops down there. Wisconsin. Use that there. Like how to get the volume up and help make the stereo signal overall thicker. You'd like to know how to get the volume up and make the stereo signal overall thicker. Well, you're on Loopy Pro, are you not? On Loopy Pro, the great thing is you have the advancements of AUV3 plugin. What you need to do is go to the App Store and go and find an app called Wider. And literally it's called Wider. WIDER. Go and find Wider. It's, I think, $1.99. And is it even free? I can't remember. And what it does is basically makes a whole stereo field literally wide. Now you can do it obviously on a single channel, but what you could do is you can put it on the master channel and you can go whoosh, and make it super wide. I mean, it literally has a 200% wide thing. So that's nuts. But it's really cool for like pads. You can make the pads super wide, really, really cool, and like thicker overall. So it has a very clever doubling and panning effect. So wider on AUV3 if you're using Loopy Pro. If you're not using Loopy Pro and you want to get things like thicker and wider, then thicker and wider. No, don't go there, JP. You can obviously do things where, you know, I beatbox. I don't like to say a beatbox. I don't consider myself a beatboxer. I just make noises and that sound like drums. And if I go boom, if I go to actually put that in as a octave down, and literally this is the G to B, the guitar to bass sound on here. You can find equivalents on things like AUV3 and stuff like that. So if I go so that's in, and then I'll do it normally as well, and that'll actually be obviously a different frequency. Adding a little reverb onto the hi-hats there, but not on the kick and the snare. And then the snare, let's go. I've got a little radio effect.
So if I put the radio effect on and go, so you can make things sound really, really cool. So yeah.
Making things wider and thicker, there you go. In lots of different ways, of course, you can layer things up. The great thing about loopers is most of them now, all the new ones, I say new ones over the past, 10 years, basically, you've got unlimited overdubs. You can do as many overdubs as you want. So you can add in lots of different things, but it's about adding in the right thing. You know, you end up with I've done it before on this, even on this live stream, you end up with a wall of noise. So you need to make sure that you're, you know, giving it a bit of space in between the noises. Yeah. Now, the nice thing as well is, of course, what I could do there is I could split that up. So I could have maybe the percussive sounds on one loop and the kick and the snare on the other loop. And then when you take the kick and the snare away, you're left with the percussive and you can bring it back in. You don't want that to get too boring. That's a good loop, that. But if I was to basically just do something else a little bit like that, but I went... So we've got our kick snare sound with the low bass, and we've also got the radio effect for the snare to make it really snappy. Excuse me. Then I'll add my hi-hats onto track 2. A little bit of reverb, pull it back a bit. little bit out, but never mind. And I've got this LFO. If I go. Now the great thing is, of course, I'm going to pull them back down with the faders, but what I can do is, I can have... just pull the fader up and down, or I can just hit stop and... or the other way around. And go! And I can just dance. Right, okay. Live on this live stream right now, a vote, yes or no, in the chat. I want yes or no's, just yes or just no. Shall I move this? Shall I move this? Is it in the way? And this is the microphone. I can't move the microphone, but I can move the camera. Is it completely in the way? Or do you not care if it's in the way of my face? You can see my face, can't you? You can say yes, you can say no. Yes, move it, or no, keep it where it is. You let me know in the chat. And while we say that, we say... from Hawaii. I have the RC600, and John's videos have been very helpful to me getting started. Thank you very much. I'm really, really happy with that. I've got an entire playlist on YouTube for the RC600, and selfish plug as well. Oh, it's not on here. Where are you? Hang on a minute. Super duper. Go on there. There we go. Yes, you've been added. Thank you. Also, if you really, really want to, we've got the RC600 course. That's what was adding on, which is $197. You can put it in monthly installments as well, and put 5%. Get 5% off with the word subscriber. Put the word subscriber in the checkout and you get 5% off. So if you are super into the RC600 like I am, and the 505 and the 500 and all the other ones, I do lots of different courses. I haven't done a course on the 505. I feel weird doing a course on the 505 because I mess with it. I know it. But there's also, there's people like, you know, the whole beatbox thing. If I did a course on it, they'd be like, you're doing that wrong. Or so I really feel like I'm stepping on someone else's toes there. So it's a different community and it's a different feel. So the 600 course, the 500 course, we've got those out. We've got the How to Loop Like a Pro course, which obviously is getting bigger all the time now, which is great. We've obviously retired the Master the Basics course. That's now inside Loopy Pro. Loopy Pro? How to Loop Like a Pro. So many loops and so many pros. Oh, that's how my brain sounds. And yeah, so they'll obviously have a look at that and see what you think. So why is the chat being weird to me? Why are you being weird? Okay, thank you for that. There we go. Cool, wicked. So if you've got any questions, obviously about looping, now is the time. Obviously, I realise that it's different times in different parts of the world. So depending on where you are, there may be some people who are snoozy asleep. If you've got a question, obviously, you know, we've just been talking about Loopy Pro. We've just been talking about, you know, how to make a stereo sound thicker. Certainly, if you're using things like Loopy Pro, the other thing you can do is obviously start getting into things like mastering, or having a master chain on the end effect, you know, with a limiter, a compressor, you know, pushing certain sounds. You can do that obviously on Loopy Pro because it's a little bit like a DAW, but with looping. So of course, if you want to obviously get into that side of things, that's obviously, you know, that's your own journey. That's a very heavy journey. But you can do that. Have a look at people obviously like Dub FX, you know, like, and you know, Beardy Man and stuff like that, and you know, have a look at like how they're doing things as well. Beardy Man's got his own system, but I believe he was looking at the whole Loopy Pro system as well, as opposed to moving away from the Beardytron 7,000,000 part 723. He knows what I mean. But yeah, so there we go. I think it's time for a tune, don't you? I do like. I'll turn that off. I do like this. I do like this. This has got the D1 inside. So, for those who are not aware, my iPad is here and it's plugged into the looper, so I can play the sounds off it. And Audio Kit Pro is my sort of go-to for any kind of digital sounds. And I absolutely love the D1. They have an app called the Digital D1. And it's now inside like the king of it all. Like it's inside like all of this. There's so many different amazing sounds. Like right through to straight out of the 80s. all kinds. Whoa. I love it. I think it's cool. I'm not here obviously talking about that specific app, but if you're using things like Loopy Pro, if you're using things like any kind of iPad to make sounds, go and get Audio Kit Pro stuff. It's insane. They're amazing. So that is where are we? This is King of Digital. You've got King of FM. You've got King of Bass. You've got Digital D1. You've got Synth One, which is completely free, which is amazing. But King of Digital is just insane. The amount of stuff that's in here is unreal. You've got. Now that sounds pretty simple, but the fact is, obviously, there's an oscillator going on. There's certain things going on there. So if I was to... said to me, tell me all the stars, show me their names, let them be. When are you gonna tell me how to live? Now I know that I can see that you were here. I know I cannot see, but you know where to be. Let me tell you now that it's alright. Now I know that you're here inside. When you know that I can tell it's real, and I know that I wanna feel, but you know that it's all because of you, and I know that I don't feel the same way you do, but I know I can't believe it now. I know that I can feel alive now. I can't think you are gonna be. How are we gonna live? Someone tell me, talkie. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching, listening, hearing, seeing from. My name is JP. Welcome to Jump on Music UK. And this is LoopLab Monday. This is Ask Me Anything. Ask me anything you want. We're playing a couple of tunes with everything. By the way, everything I'm doing, everything's completely unscripted. There's nothing rehearsed. It's all just pouring out of me, and that's still fun and games. So I hope you're all well. And if you've got questions, of course, by all means, ask me anything. So I can let you know, obviously, what I can do to help you. Like a question like this. Hi, Greg. How are you? How to connect my Nectar MIDI controller so that it can loop piano and organ sounds. Now, a couple of questions. What are you connecting it to? Are we connecting it to a 600? Are we connecting it to Loopy Pro? Are we connecting it to a tape machine? You let me know, and I will give you the answer. How you can connect it, a Nectar MIDI controller, of course, as like these bits here, like oh, you can't see them. I've really positioned this camera mad. Obviously, sort of like faders, controllers, buttons, things like that. How we can connect it so you can loop piano and organ sounds. Well, we need to obviously have a look at what you're connecting to. There's lots of questions that come from your questions, sir. So obviously, by all means, please let me know in the chat. In the meantime, this live stream is sponsored. It's sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid. If you have got songs that you are playing and you're getting stuff out there, and you want to get stuff out there, and people go, are you on Spotify? Are you on Apple Music? Or are you on Amazon Music, Deezer, Pandora, Tidal? Is your stuff on Facebook? Can you get it on TikTok? Can I hear it on Instagram? You need a music distributor to actually do that properly. So DistroKid can help you with that. They charge you a subscription as opposed to charging for every single release. And then therefore, basically, you can release as much music as you want to. I could take the live stream, I could take the audio from this live stream and release an album. In fact, that's exactly what we did. We created a live album, which was this. This is Looping My Brain, Volume 1 by me. And what we did was we actually took some of the songs from the live stream. It was about a 4-hour live stream. And we took some of the songs from it. And then there we go. So there's a couple of people there who were in the chat, like Australian Ray and Pierce. And Trevor, and there's lots of other people. So basically, obviously, because I've got that subscription, I can just release as much music as I want to. So it starts at $22.99. That's the same QR code. It's been up there the whole time. Give it a scan. It's also got in the chat. It's also in the description box below, and it'll give you 7% off your first annual membership with them. Now, I'm actually on... Excuse me. I'm actually on the Musicians Plus one, which is actually $39.99 for the year, but it gives you a couple of things, including a second artist, outlet. So there's me as John Paul, and then there's me and my mate who are Tokyo Wasteland, and also we can schedule the date of the release. We can change the pricing on things like iTunes if people buy it digitally and things like that. So a couple of extra bits and bobs you can get with Musicians Plus, but it's mainly because I had two outfits. There was me and Greg, not the Greg that's in the chat. It's called Tokyo Wasteland. And yeah, so obviously, by all means, scan that QR code. And there's even a label tier. So if you want to go full on label and start releasing music for everyone, there's the label tier as well. So thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this live stream. Obviously, give it a scan, and that helps me out, and helps the channel out, keeps the channel alive, but also at the same time, it saves you some money. Right, now, so let's have a quick look. I think Greg's answered. So the first question was how to connect a Nectar MIDI controller so that I can loop piano and organ sounds, and it was to... an RC600. If it's USB-B out the back or USB-C or anything like that, you need it to go to USB-B. You need to plug it in via the... if it's USB, you need to plug it into the USB port. That's exactly how I've actually plugged this iPad into the loop station. It's exactly the same. But you're doing it the other way around, so therefore this is... Sorry, got distracted. This keyboard is plugged in via physical MIDI on the back. So actually MIDI cable, like 5-pin DIN MIDI cable. And you could do it that way. Or you could do it by obviously USB if you want to do that. The other option you could do is you could actually, either way, which way you plug it in, then you need to use the assigns. So there's a couple of things you can do where you're using the different faders, and I've done it with this keyboard where I've used these different faders for this to be the 6 loops, for example, so I can drop the loops in and out and things like that. So it depends obviously what you want to use obviously for you said hang on a minute, you said so I can loop piano and organ sounds. So are you looking to switch sounds with the MIDI controller, so you press a button and it changes the sound for you? If that's the case, obviously, where are the sounds coming from? Are they coming from obviously like an iPad, or are they coming from like a sound card or whatever? You need to obviously then have that go through the same way I've got this MIDI keyboard going through to the iPad on a different MIDI channel. So this is on MIDI channel 2, that's on MIDI channel 2, that's receiving all but ignoring MIDI channel 2. However, because this also can send out on MIDI, it's on MIDI in, so if I press these pads that are on the Keylab, those drum sounds are actually coming from the looper, not the iPad. So they're on MIDI channel 1. And I've actually got them set up so you can actually, I can have them as loops, Oh yeah, forgot to press the button. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can obviously do that, and you can, MIDI has obviously 16 channels. So it's like 16 roads, 16 lanes on a highway. So you can obviously have something on a different lane and be ignored by something else. So I've got the keyboard and the iPad talking on MIDI channel 2. That's on MIDI channel 1. However, the pads on this are on MIDI channel 1. But if I press them, they're not going to play the keyboard, low end of the keyboard, which is really cool. I hope that makes sense. So there we go. Hello from Chicago. That's awesome. Wicked. Wow, Chicago, cool. yeah, that's amazing. I'm getting ready to give Loopy Pro a go. Just hope my old 6th gen iPad will work well. It should do. It basically, it's all down to how much processing power it needs. Obviously, you can offload that if you've got things like an audio interface. We have a whole series on Loopy Pro, which is actually, official sort of by Michael and me. So on the channel, so I'm very, very grateful for Michael and very humble for that he decided to work with me on that. And with Loopy Pro, we've got that video series, which is on the channel. There's a playlist for it. Go and find it on the channel, and then that should take you through. We're making more. We are making more. I know people have asked, and I haven't done it, but we are doing it. We're going to make more. The other person you can speak to as well, and I know obviously this is mad, someone actually pointing you to someone else. The other person you can speak to is Loopy Max. So Loopy Max, his YouTube channel, it's all about Loopy Pro. Like, it's dedicated to Loopy Pro. The other person is Pierce. Have a word with Pierce Corley. Pierce does Loopy Pro, but without any instruments whatsoever, because he is a cappella singer, and he uses Loopy Pro in a very different way. We did an interview with him here. He actually came to the studio, which is amazing. It was only a 3.5 hour drive, apparently. Poor guy. And then basically he uses it in a very, very different way. He doesn't use it as loops at all. He uses it in sort of linear fashion where he can auto record overdub himself, which is really, really cool. Loopy Max is really, really cool. And Loopy Max Max now actually has a course, which is a paid for course, but by all means go through my video series first, go onto Loopy Max's YouTube channel and divulge everything, and then if you need more, of course he's got his course there, by all means. And it is brill. It is really, really good. So obviously we're doing the video series as the video manual, as it were, with me, and I'm helping Michael do that. But also at the same time, Max is independent. And has gone way deeper based on what he knows, just the same way I've gone so deep on things like the RC600. So obviously, help a brother out, and obviously keep him independent and stuff. It's all good. Good question. What would you recommend for MIDI foot controllers? I would say a MIDI foot controller. Sorry. And now he's just reached from Chicago and whoosh, slapped me across the face. It depends. It depends on what you want. So things like the soft step. Yes, Max Yar. Yeah, it is Max Yar. Sorry, just a Loopy Max. It's Max Yar. I was calling him Loopy Max because that's what's on his. I think it's loopymax.com. Yeah, MIDI foot controllers. Now, it totally depends on what you want to do. You can obviously have switchable MIDI foot controllers. There are loads out there now. Hang on. Ugh. The thing with Loopy is it's Bluetooth. Okay, so it's on an iPad or a phone or something like that. So it's Bluetooth. So something like this is a Boss FS1WL, and we used it live here with Pierce because it can do MIDI, but it can also do HID, which is computer keyboard strokes. So you can say that's K and that's F and that's B or something like that. Or you can say that's MIDI CC1, that's MIDI CC40. And you've got expression pedal outputs and things like that as well. So that's the Boss FS1WL. I've done 3, even 4 videos on that. The other one, which is in a drawer over there, which I can't get out right now without messing everything up, is the Morning Stars. So the Morning Stars are insane. They're brilliant. I would say that they are top tier. They're like the king of MIDI pedals, in my humble opinion. The reason being is because you can press one MIDI pedal, or one pedal, I should say, and you can send on one of them, on the Morningstar MC8, you can send 16 commands. And on the MC6 Pro, you can send 32 commands on one button, which is insane. When you've got something like Loopy Pro, you press one button and everything could change. So you can go from verse to chorus, and then like all your effects switch off and everything else. So you could do mad things like that. However, that is obviously physical connection. So you're going to need something additional, like a WIDI Master or WIDI Jack or something like that, like from CME Pro, to talk to that if you want it Bluetooth, and you still need to power it as well. This is obviously powered by batteries, which is a good thing, and you can still plug it in directly as well. So, but it's only 3 buttons. So you've got to have a think about how I would say, as I've been talking for 10 minutes, and now I'm just going to argue with myself. This is what happens. I would say that you need to take a step back and go, what buttons do I need on the floor? Okay, so imagine your perfect setup with Loopy Pro. What buttons do I need to do? I need to press record. If you want a button for every single loop, then good luck, because you're going to have to have like Darth Vader's panel on the floor. However, if you go, I can actually press a button, and when I hit record, when I've stopped hit record, it automatically jumps to the next loop. So you can do really cool commands like that. You were able to do that in Loopy HD, which was really cool. That's what I did. I used like 2 buttons. It was like record and next. So it recorded it, and then when you pressed it again, it went to the next loop. And then the other one was stop. And that was it. And then I'm playing and recording, but once I'm doing that, I'm actually still tapping with my hand. So, you've got a mixture there. So it's really, really cool. It depends what you want. But I just wanted to touch on that for, 15 minutes. So there we go. Yeah. Love that. That's cool. Cool. I've been going through that series slowly. Yes. And I know that obviously on the very first one, people said, I can't see where you're tapping. So I do apologize about that. I do try and describe it as best as possible. When I recorded that, it didn't pick up the clicks for whatever reason. It was meant to. And then I didn't edit it afterwards. So I'm sorry I didn't obviously add that on. But hopefully that will work. Yes, it is. It is insane. You can find a used one. Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, if you want to go top tier, I would say sort of Morningstar. Look at Morningstar's YouTube channel. I'd say it's the only MIDI pedal that they just keep improving on. There's a MIDI function you can do. For example, you press it and hold it down, and it'll create the equivalent of a wah signal via MIDI. So it creates a continuous, like, it's like me continuously moving that fader up and down, but you're just holding it down. So you can create this cool wah effects, but it's just a MIDI control. It's just a MIDI signal. So then you tell it what to do. So then you say, right, on that when you do that, control the pan on loop 4, or control the LFO inside this AUV3 plugin. It goes mad. It's amazing what you can do. So there we go. So I've seen many blokes. Yeah, there you go. Has your Roland keyboard got controls already? Because if you got controls, you could reprogram on the pad, so you can just go hit, hit, hit. Obviously, it's a more tangible thing, but if you're playing like a guitar, or you got your hands, busy with a saxophone, then you can't press the button. But maybe you only need 2 or 3 buttons on the floor. So hopefully, you might not need to get anything about that. So it's okay. No, it's fine. This is called LoopLab Ask Me Anything. It's not actually hijacking the stream. It's answering your questions. That's exactly what it's for. Me playing music is just an added bonus. Well, depends how you think about it, but there we go. Right, okay, cool. So thanks for all your work. Loopy Pro was a gift to us. Wow, nice. That's cool. By the way, I didn't make Loopy Pro, but the one man who has changed the music industry for the looping world. Actually, he's done it more than once, because he did Audio Bus. Do you remember that? So he actually did audio. He did Loopy HD, Audio Bus, Loopy Pro, and there was another thing he actually did as well. You realize it's all done by Michael, who is the company A Tasty Pixel. It's just him. And you know what? Like, he doesn't even play much music himself. He's just insane. His audio engine that he's developed is just brilliant. It really is. So yeah, and of course with Loopy Pro, it takes Loopy HD to another level, because you can just basically make your own looper. Nice little thing for both of you there. Basically, on that series, I did a live stream which was let's build a looper together. So you can just literally follow me along as I go from scratch to build a looper up of how I want it. But go through the ones like things like I think it's episode 6, if I remember correctly, where we talk about the customization thing, and that's the bit I get really excited about, because you can just put whatever you want wherever you want, and I think that's amazing. There's some people who've made mental stuff on there, and also you can have multiple pages, so you could have all your effects on one page, but then you just have one button, and that's what Pierce does. He has effects on one page which you can't see, and you press the magic. He calls it the magic button, and the magic button basically just sorts it all out. So he's got these different commands. The magic button does record, then it does the overdub, and then I can't even remember it anymore. But like, it's amazing what you can do with Loopy Pro. It's really cool. Now, obviously, talking about that, of course, not getting away from, of course, hardware loopers. Which also is my bag, and I do love. I mean, I've actually gigged with Loopy Pro, I've gigged with Loopy HD, I've gigged with all this stuff, and it's one of those things where there's dedicated things. I quite like this for coming up with random stuff, as you've seen, mainly because I know I play keyboard as well as play guitar. A lot of people know me as a guitarist. I actually was a keyboardist first, and piano person. Got to grade 5, don't you know? And then joined a rock band, and then it all went to poo. So yeah, so. So the nice thing is, obviously, being able to find something. Like, for example, if I go to, is it this one or is it the other one? I think it's the other one. It's King of FM. If we go to King of FM, yep, start playing things. If you know the YouTube GarageBand guide, Patrick actually created a load of sounds in here, and the GarageBand guide, there we go. It's got some great sounds. Listen to this. Does that not make you just want to loop that and just go, right, let's create an entire tune out of that? And that's what I did. I went through the whole thing. I mean, it's just like, it's just fun, isn't it? Wicked. So yeah, there's loads of cool noises in here anyway from all different people, but I love what Patrick did. So top hats off to Patrick there. Why would you not want to loop that? You know, it's just inspirational stuff. It's really, really cool. Right, cool. So fun and games. Let's erase that loop. Bye. Gone forever, unless you watch it on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, hi. Give this a big thumbs up. If you're watching live, give it a big thumbs up. But if you're watching a replay, give it a big thumbs up, because it tells the YouTube algorithm what to do and send it out to more people. That'd be really, really nice of you. Thanks very much. Saying thanks. Thanks very much. Yeah, Loopy, it was a gift to us. That is amazing. That you must be using it in a really, really cool way. Then if it was a gift to you. So I got a Bluetooth dual adapter for my Boss GX100 in the hopes I could use its foot switches. Okay, over Bluetooth to control my loopy template. I can only send MIDI to Bluetooth, but I can't do vice versa. Okay, so what you need to do there, you got a Bluetooth dual adapter for my... Okay, so is it the one that kind of like goes on the back of the GX100? Like it's kind of like it adds on, use its foot switches to send over Bluetooth. If it is, it's kind of already like hand shook. If that makes sense, kind of like it's already pre-connected from Boss directly. Things like the FS1WL is like an open thing. The app for it is really easy because you can just download it on your phone and just tell it what to be. But yeah, if it's one that's like the adapter to add on to things it's going into, it's receiving into like the GX100. I hope that makes sense. So it's a bit of a shame that, yeah, you can't do vice versa. But I don't know if it's like programmable in that respect. I haven't got a clue. I really haven't got a clue. I hope someone out there has maybe done it where they've kind of gone, oh, I can now use it for this. So you can obviously control your loopy templates. The downside of Bluetooth, the upside of Bluetooth, obviously it's a secure connection, but the downside of Bluetooth is it's a secure connection. So it can't send to two places at once. But like, you know, if you can get it to send to the iPad, that'd be amazing. It'd be really, really cool. And yes, Mr. Mike Tyson. It is Michael Tyson. It is, but it's not that Michael Tyson. A Tasty Pixel is the company, and they are amazing. Or he is amazing. There we go. Watched all your videos, my friend. Good. I will go through episode 6 again. Thank you for your response. You're more than welcome. It's all right. That's what it's all about. It's not all about me going... It's actually all about, obviously, ask me anything and I will answer. What did I have to eat today? We had ragu with pasta. There we go. We actually did. I say we, me and the wife. She's downstairs. So we go. And now there's another question answer for you. Yes, I'm upstairs. So if you got any questions, obviously, regarding looping, regarding live streaming, regarding all this kind of stuff, then ask me. If you are watching the replay and you go, damn it, I've missed him, then you haven't missed me, because we do this once a week. But also, put it in the comment section underneath, and then what we'll do is we'll try and answer it. And if anyone else knows the answer, the whole point of my YouTube channel, it's taken me a bit of time to obviously kind of get with this, but the whole point of this YouTube channel really, you know, is information. Okay, it's information, and I'd love to go and fully do this full time. This is the whole point of it. But also, it's about building a community, or having a community of people who are looping, loop artists, loop people, or inspired by looping, and also the odd tech review, the odd, you know, sort of camera like thing, like this camera right here that moves when I move and stuff, to help you, because maybe you might want that on a gig. So I'm going to obviously be reviewing a couple of things in the future. There's a couple of things down there that I need to sort out. But there's a couple of other things that we will talk about looping and stuff as well. And what I'd like everyone to do, if you haven't done it already, is go to my website, which is johnpaulmusic.co.uk. And we've got a couple of free things there. We've got a couple of free, if you've got an RC600, I've got a pedal planner there. I've got a PDF download for looping tips. Just sign in, because what we've also got is we've got the looping community, which is JP's Looping Circle. It took ages to think of that one. And if you really, really, really want to support the channel and keep the channel going, then of course you can do things like super chat, super thanks, and we've even now got a membership. So the membership has a couple of different tiers, but the top tier is my Loop Squad. My Loop Squad passe. And in the Loop Squad, we do a couple of extra things, including a dedicated live stream just for the Loop Squad. So obviously that is dedicated to you guys. But thank you very much, obviously, even just for liking the stuff, watching the stuff, subscribing to the stuff. Thank you so much, because we are about to, I don't know if we've done it yet, but we are about to hit, I think it's 24,000. Yeah, we're 70 away from 24,000 people, which is crazy times. So yeah, so thank you very much. I'm very grateful, for all this, because of course you don't have to subscribe, but you do, and I'm really grateful that it's validating to me, because it means that we're on the right journey. So that's all good. Now then, a couple of things. First of all, I'm getting really warm. Take it off. Take it all off. No, I'm not taking it all off. Just the jumper. Oh, there we go. That's better. And yes, it is a Star Wars t-shirt that we're wearing today. Sorry. Yeah, so a couple of things. Obviously, you may have seen, or you may not have seen, the last video, which is obviously I deleted a course. The course was the Master the Basics course. That has been retired, sort of, because what I've done, I've taken the Master the Basics course, I've put it into this course, which is called How to Loop Like a Pro. So we've got How to Loop Like a Pro already, and then we've put the basics course inside it. So we're going to make this one glorious course, and I'm going to be adding more things to it. I've already got a couple of things written and planned. I just need to sit down and film it when I haven't got other things to film. And at the moment, what you can do, right now, you've basically got the code, which is Loop Like a Pro, and you'll get $30 off, and you'll basically get access to it. Everyone who's got who had a Master the Basics course now has this, and everyone has Loopy Pro, How to Loop Like a Pro. I keep saying Loop Pro. How to Loop Like a Pro now has the Master the Basics course built in, so which is great because it's just one course. So obviously that's my course. Obviously that helps me out massively if you dedicate yourself to that, and then also by doing that you're also going to get emails from me as well with a couple of tidbits and a couple of fun things. So by all means, scan the QR code or just go over to the website, which is johnpaulmusic.co.uk, and you'll see How to Loop Like a Pro there with my other courses. This live stream is sponsored. It's sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid. That QR code's been up there the entire time, and it's that QR code. Oh, hang on. That QR code. Oh, could I do it there? Hang on. That QR code. That one there. Yeah. If you make music and you want to get it out there, then of course you need a music distributor to send it out to lots of places, including things like Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Pandora, Tidal, Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. You can basically, when you've got music you can use as reels, you can use your music as reels, and you could go viral maybe. Who knows? But most music distributors charge you per release. They charge you for every time you release something, so I get quite spenny. So this is obviously a subscription. So if you're releasing a lot of music and you want to get stuff out there, this is the price of like 5 coffees a year, and depends where you buy your coffee, but and with the link it gives you 7% off your first annual membership with DistroKid as well, which is really, really good. There's a label tier, there's the Musicians Plus tier, which is what I'm on, so give it a check out. Thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this live stream. I'm talking very fast and I know that. Thank you very much. So there we go. So my course, DistroKid. There we go. Should we have a tune? Should we do a tune? We'll have a look. Hang on. There we go. That one. It was a gift because I discovered the beauty of improvising conversation with myself. Yes, I like that. That's what I do. Because the thing is, I'm kind of like, does this work with this? And you don't want to get a digital audio workstation out. So you just want to go, na, 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 na. Yes, it does harmonize. There you go. So you want to basically have something that's really, really quick, other than setting up. If you've got the iPad, you can put headphones in. You can do that on a train if you really want to. So that's really, really cool. There we go. I will investigate. I could get a longer MIDI cable. Face screen smiley. Yes, smiley face. Yes, absolutely. You could do, of course. The thing with obviously that it depends obviously how it's programmed. So if you can find out what the CC numbers are, you're winning. You're winning. So we go. Start cooking, sir. Give us a banger. Start cooking. No, actually, tell you what. Let's go. By the way, everything you listen to and everything I do on these live streams, they are unscheduled, they are unrehearsed, I'm making stuff up, and sometimes if you put it in the chat, I might sing it. Now you see. There we go. Bit of fun for you. Oh, goodness me. Look at the time. Well, we're going to stay here for a little bit longer. Thank you very much. That's all good. That was a full meal, Maestro. Thank you. You're welcome. No problem at all. Are you in Austria? Lovely. I'm fantastic. That's really good. Play Ed Sheeran. Do you know what? Why not? Why don't we do it? Why don't we play Ed Sheeran? Should we play Ed Sheeran? We can play Ed Sheeran. That's no problem. Well, it is, because, you know, got to find a sound. That is not an Ed Sheeran sound, is it? Excuse me a second while I just change to a different app. Why does it keep doing that? Stop. Where are you? That one. Best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends doing tables at the shops, drinking fast, and then we talk slow. Come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now that my hands step, we find the man in the jukebox, and then we start to dance. We're singing out, no, I love your love. Your mother's handmade, but somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I might be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Run up my face and suck up body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. Ooh. I'm in love with the shape of you. You push and pull like a magnet do, and your heart is falling through. I'm in love with your body, yeah. Last night you were in my room, with the bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body, oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why. Na, 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 yeah. Oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why. Na, 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 yeah. Oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why. Na, 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 yeah. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Na, 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 yeah. 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 Met this girl late last year. Said, don't you worry if I disappear. I'm not really looking for another mistake. I tell an old man that the trouble would wait. And then I jumped right into things, needed a turn. She was only looking for a lover to burn. I gave her my time, 2 or 3 nights. On half, how the moment was right. I went away for months until I podcast again. I told her I was only looking for a friend. Hang around the room around 10. Baby, bring the lemon and a bottle of gin. And she put in sheets till the late a.m. And in the tent, and soon it said she's singing, don't hurt my love, so cold, and reload. I don't wanna know that, babe. Don't hurt my love. Ready? Discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. There you go. There's some Ed Sheeran for you, mixed with 2 different tracks from Ed Sheeran and also No Diggity. Time to change the fuel. Oh, that went ASMR then, isn't it? It's like, going to be slurping. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening, hearing, watching, seeing from. My name is JP, this is John Paul Music UK, and welcome to LoopLab Ask Me Anything. This is sponsored by DistroKid. That QR code's been up there the whole time. That is DistroKid, which is a music distribution company. Check them out. We went deep on that earlier on. I just got told to do this. And I did. Play Ed Sheeran. Yay! I got told yay. Pog's happy. There we go. So that was obviously a very strange version of it, you know, with a sort of, you know, if you know this 4 chords, you know how to play Ed Sheeran. There we go. Is it possible to run one of the loops of my RC600 as a record all? So it catches everything that I'm doing, or record it like I'm tracking a song. Oh, I see. So you want to record the loop. Do you want to record the loops into a loop? Is that what you mean? Excuse me. If that's the case, if that's what you're asking, then yes. And that is a system called bounce. However, be careful with bounce, because if you bounce it all over, it moves over to that track and then all those loops delete themselves and they become free again, which is great. But there's that. Also, is it possible to run one of the loops on my 600 as a record all? So yes, Bounce will do that. So you can do that as a system called Bounce. That's one thing that I'm actually putting as a chapter or as a lesson in my RC600 course about Bounce, and also a system called Markback as well, which is something completely different. But yes, you can actually have, let's just say I create a drum beat with all 6 loops, and then you run out of space. Then what you can do is you can bounce them all down to 1. So technically you could do it like that, or what you could do is, of course, if you've got recording on, you could record all onto 1 track. The downside of that, of course, is you haven't got any kind of flexibility when it comes to, once it's in that loop, it's in that loop. It's just like a recording to an MP3 player. What I'd prefer to do personally is get the out of the RC600, get the USB out, plug it into your computer, and now you have an 8-in, 8-out audio interface where you can plug into like Logic Pro and record all 6 tracks at the same time, all doing what it's doing, so therefore then you can mix it in a digital audio workstation later. So you can do things like that. You can put the RC600 and the 505 Mark II into what's called vendor mode on USB. So the normal USB is 2-in, 2-out. But what you can also do is you can have 8-in, 8-out, which is insane. And then you can record yourself. And then you can mix the separate tracks. It's a little bit of fiddling. You put it into something like Cubase or Logic Pro or whatever you're doing. But once you've got it set, it's pretty awesome because each track is then independent, but you're recording the whole thing, like a sequencer or like a digital audio workstation. So there's 2 options there. You can obviously run it into, run everything into 1 and bounce it all down. In the moment. You can do it live, you can do it afterwards if you wanted to, but yes is the answer to that. Or what I would much prefer to do, send the out of that to my computer, because then what I could do is, if I want to take that loop away, or if I want to later on go, that loop was crap, let me just re-record it. It's the basics of the track, and if you remember what the BPM is, then you can record the track, put it in the right BPM, and then you've got yourself, a digital audio workstation track of looping. So I hope that answers your question, Tainted Saint. And hello, by the way. If you're watching us on YouTube, on the Facebook page, which is John Paul Music UK, on Twitch, on John Paul Music UK, and on X, Twitter, John Paul Music UK. It's always Twitter. It'll always be Twitter. But I've got to call it X because that's what it is. So yes, so there we go. I hope this is useful to you. If you're finding great value out of either the music or the content or the information that I'm giving you, then give this live stream a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm and send it out to more people. So then they get to enjoy moments like this, 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 sorry. So yes, there we go. Now that is just a thing here on called Kick DM. And it's a nice kick drum, but if you put it that low, let's do bass. So 118.2 beats per minute. By the way, if anyone's interested, this is my phone, that's a camera, and I've got it all running through a piece of, well, it's actually Chrome. I'm not even using a piece of software. This microphone is the Aston Element. It's not the Stealth, it's the Element. The Stealth over there is the Aston Element. No, that's the Element. The Aston which one is this? Oh, it's the Spirit. No, it's the Origin. Sorry, I've just been through all 4 of their major mics. This one is the Aston Origin. Sorry, Aston. I do love you, though. Send me that new mic. I want to play with it. Watch out for your speakers. Did warn you. when you know that it's real. You gotta tell me how to feel, and then I'll know. So thank you very much. This is JP. Welcome to Jump On Music UK. This is LoopLab. Ask Me Anything. Sponsored by DistroKid, of course. This QR code has been up there the whole time. Go and check them out. And we are using Loopy. No, we're not. We're using Audio Kit Pro with the Loop Station, the 505 Mark II, and the keyboard, which is the Arturia Keylab 49 Mark II. That was quite nice, that one. Ooh. Whenever I hear like an organ like that, I always just think of like, sort of like, just like. Things like 90s rave and stuff. Yeah. If you've got questions, then put them in the chat and we will answer them. Simple as that. It was not meant to rhyme, but it did. Even we make mistakes sometimes. It's how you learn. thank you very much if you've been watching the live stream. My name is JP. This is LoopLab. Ask me anything. If you've missed stuff, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat afterwards on the replay, and we'll answer it. Keep watching. We've got some fun things happening over the next month. And we'll see you soon.